Okay, and as you can see, I mean, right off the bat, aesthetically, this Bane looks pretty decent for a Mattel figure. I picked him up down at, God. Okay, so as you can see right off the bat, I mean, aesthetically, this Bane looks pretty good, especially for a Mattel figure, you know? This was a Movie Masters series they did. I think it had like 6 figures in it, and you could build the bat signal. Bane just came with like a little like U-shaped piece that kind of held up the bat signal. I think I threw that away, so I wasn't even worried about it. I don't have the packaging for this guy. I will be popping pictures up. So that you can see what the packaging does look like. I picked this guy up when I was down in Florida, so I had to remove everything I picked up down there out of packaging to fit it in my luggage to bring back. But with the recent Mafex stepping up to the plate and finally giving us a Bane figure, I was really on the fence about that one. I didn't know if I wanted to drop the $80 for it, even though Bane was one of those figures that I wanted to get for quite a while, for the collection, because besides Mattel, we haven't gotten a really good Bane figure. I do like that Mafex figure. I haven't messed with it in hand, but I've seen it in the box, at local comic book shops and everything, and they want like $99 for it at local comic book shops, and I just like, yeah, he just doesn't seem like he's worth $100 to me. I do like the fact that they did include the bare arms on that version, so that's really nice. But taking a closer look at this version, I think for a Mattel figure, I mean, I think it's going to get the job done. I mean, I definitely go over the scaling issues that I do have with it. The good, the bad, and the ugly, of course, But I'm taking a closer look at the head sculpt. I think overall it looks pretty good. I mean, I think Mattel did a decent job here with this head sculpt. I mean, I think the mask looks great. It even has the blue. I mean, it looks pretty film accurate. So they did a decent job with that. We get nice sculpted details all throughout the mask. So I think, they did a really good job with that. Of course, this jacket is kind of like, a soft kind of plastic, vinyl plastic. You could probably technically remove this and even make it work, because there was, like when they had that big fight scene in the city, he did have, it wasn't the sleeves of the jacket, but he did have a brown long sleeve shirt on. So you could technically remove this, but then of course it'd be exposing the ball joint, and you would have, the sculpted jacket on the arms here. But for what it is, the jacket looks good. I mean, I think it sits on him well. The collar piece is soft as well, but you can't really like do too much posing it around. But you could probably maybe heat it up, have it kind of lay in a certain way. But we get a nice wash all throughout the inside. We get a nice color here on the inside to kind of bring out that fur look. And then we get just straight brown on the inside. But we get sculpted pockets here. Nice wash all throughout the jacket itself. So I mean, overall it looks really good. His vest underneath, I think again they did a really nice job on. They got all the good, nice little details in there and different hints of greens. Very cool looking. Browns, we even get silver up here for the buckles and everything like that. Belt, they did the same thing. Looks good. As far as the pants, they are pretty plain, but I mean, we get sculpted, pockets and wrinkles and everything like that, but it is just kind of like casted in one color. It does look a little bit plain. And even for the boots, we get the big ugly hinge, but at least they painted the buckles. So, not too bad. We even get some tread underneath, and we do have 2 peg holes. Nothing on the back of the figure, so if you were to pop this up, they didn't continue any of the sculpt of his vest on the back or anything like that. But so I think, at the end of the day, I think it makes a pretty decent little Bane figure. But this is the main reason why I picked it up, because, the scaling issue. I think even with Mafex, there was a scaling issue. But really, I mean, Tom Hardy is like 5'9". I did my research. Tom Hardy's 5'9", and Christian Bale is about 6 foot. So really, Tom, he was shorter than Batman in the movie. I'll be throwing up pictures here as well. But of course, he was CGI'd when he wasn't wearing the jacket just to bring out that bulkiness of Bane. So I think like if you do have the SH Figure Arts Batman from The Dark Knight Rises, I mean the scaling really isn't that off. It's not that much off, especially when you kind of have them like this, because you can see that their shoulders for the most part are at the same height. And Batman's ears is the only thing that's just a little bit taller, So I think these two actually, match up really well together. So I'm glad, because I wasn't sure until I got him out of scale how he was gonna look out of packaging. But I think he really does measure up well with the SH Figure Arts version. Now I don't have like the Mattel version of the Batman, but I think if you were looking for a Bane figure and you didn't want to, drop the money for the Mafex one, that this might be a route you might want to take, because I think he does look pretty decent. Now, measuring him out, looks like he is just a little under 6 inches tall. As far as posability, the head swivels, that's about it. I mean, you don't get no up and down. The arms hinge out just about that much. You only get a single bend at the elbow. Of course, it does rotate all the way around. The wrists do swivel, but there's really like no hinge. There's a cut here for the crunch, but you don't really get much out of it. You get a little forward, a little back. You do have a waist twist. You do have that like that weird style DCUC hips, so it will hinge out about that much. Kick forward, not too much. Kick back, decent amount. Going forward is just getting hindered because of the belt there. You do have a kind of like thigh cut right here that's hidden pretty well. You have a single bend at the knee, and it doesn't give you a lot of range at all. And it almost looks like, yeah, this joint must be stuck, because I can get a little bit more movement out of this side than I can this side. But still, I mean, it's very dated articulation. There's no boot swivel, and of course all we have is a hinge for the foot, so that will go forward and back, so no ankle rocker. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the most posable figure at all, but I mean, for your SH Figure Arts Batman, you might be able to get them in some pretty cool, fight scenes, because they will look good next to each other, because the detail on this guy isn't bad at all, so that is pretty cool. Now, I haven't tried removing this jacket to see what it will look like, but let's see if we can remove this really quick, just so I can show you guys. Yeah, because it looks like it'll kind of pop off of here really easy if I don't go breaking anything. Probably going to be a pain in the butt to get back on. But I mean, it is a very soft little plastic. I don't want to go ripping anything. Come on now. Come on. There we go. Alright, so yeah, the jacket is removable. I wish his arms would go down flush. He does kind of look like he does look a little bit more silly with the jacket off. But again, you can take it off, and you can kind of recreate that fight scene when they're out in front of the city there. So that's pretty cool, because he did have, a long sleeve shirt on underneath it. It just wasn't as big and bulky, but they just did that so it would, of course, match the jacket. But yeah, guys, that was a look at the Mattel Dark Knight Rises, the movie masterpiece Bane figure. Just an idea for those of you out there who were wondering, should I spend, the $100 for the Mafex figure, or should I wait for maybe another company to come out? If you happen to see this guy, this might be one that you want to pick up for your collection for now. But yeah, guys, that was the review. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next figure review.